Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. As you're coming in, if you all could share your name and where you're coming from and one thing you're hoping to learn today, we'll get started here in just a minute. Today's session is From Launch to Lasting Impact, 5 Steps to a Successful School-Wide ClassBank Rollout. I'm Katie, a former middle school math teacher and one of the co-creators of ClassBank. So today we'll cover a quick overview and the why and impact behind ClassBank. Then we'll talk through 5 simple steps for a successful ClassBank rollout. You'll have a chance to check out the admin dashboard. We'll also have some quick planning pauses to help you put what you're learning into action right away. And we'll leave about 5 minutes for Q&A at the end. So keep that in mind, but also please feel free to drop your questions in the chat throughout. Our fabulous customer success managers, Keely and Brynja, will be answering your questions along the way. So feel free to include those in the chat. I also know that we have tons of experienced ClassBank veterans in the room. So if you guys have any insights or thoughts on anything we're talking about today, please pop that in the chat as well, and we can share out some of what's working well in y'all's schools. So questions, thoughts, ideas, anything in the chat, and we'll share that out. Our goal today is for you to have a clear step-by-step game plan and ready-to-use action items for launching a school-wide ClassBank system that aligns your staff, engages your students, and sustains your momentum with your school economy all year long. A little bit of background, when I was teaching, my school tried to implement a school-wide positive reinforcement system with a digital points platform, but we definitely had some challenges. It wasn't super teacher-friendly, so staff engagement wasn't very high. And of course, without staff buy-in, students weren't very motivated, so the system didn't really go anywhere. We also tried something paper-based for a while, but was definitely too hard to manage and didn't have that data enrichment. So that was kind of a non-starter for us. So that's why Abby and I, a fellow teacher, created ClassBank. For teachers, it's simple to use and integrates seamlessly into your day, and it also aligns with your curriculum. And for students, it's engaging and teaches real-world financial literacy by helping them earn, save, and spend their school currency. At ClassBank, we make positive reinforcement easier to manage and more impactful for you, so you can really drive those positive outcomes and strengthen your school culture without adding much extra work for teachers. Today, we'll be covering 5 essential steps to get your school up and running for success using ClassBank and to ensure teacher buy-in not only for a strong start, but for strong engagement throughout the year. And again, as we're going through, if you're just joining us, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. So step 1 is to find your spark and build your ClassBank team. So start building your core group of ClassBank teachers. These are those few trusted teachers or PBIS team members who naturally get excited about tying in something new and can really rally others around a new initiative. Think of these folks as your sparks. They'll be the ones to test ClassBank out in their classrooms, figure out what works best in your setting specifically, and provide feedback on what's going well and what needs to be tweaked. When you have this core group in place, you're building in that support group for when the rest of your staff comes on board. And then as admin, as a benefit, instead of every question coming to you, teachers will have peers to turn to who have already been hands-on in the system. And as you know, colleagues trust colleagues, so seeing ClassBank working in a classroom in your building really establishes that credibility and lowers the resistance to, could this work in my classroom, or picturing how it could play out. This approach also lets you fine-tune your setup. You can align bonuses, store items, and routines. So when you scale up, you're launching something that's already proven to work in your school environment. We'll be highlighting schools in today's webinar. So our first highlight is Pleasant View Middle School. Their PBIS team was really the spark that powered their entire ClassBank rollout. They started with a small committed group of teachers and admin and were able to hash out best practices, troubleshoot challenges, and show others ClassBank's impact. And within just one semester, they reduced behavioral disruptions by 23% and really strengthened their school culture. So, this is just proof that when you build your team first and have that solid foundation, you can set the stage for a smoother, more successful school-wide launch. We'll also be sharing out these materials, and this is a clickable link where you can view a webinar with Jack where they go into depth on how they set up their PBIS team. So definitely be sure to check that out. And actually, good timing. I see the question in the chat. Will the recording be sent out? It sure will. So now we'll go ahead and show you in the admin dashboard that you have included as if you're a school subscribing school to ClassBank, you're able to actually give some of those permissions to your Sparks. So clicking into the teacher side, from your dashboard, if you click onto the admin tab, this is where you can manage your school-wide settings. So again, for our subscribed schools, you're able to add anything for your school-wide settings and manage your teachers. So once you decide who those sparks will be, who those champions will be, you can actually invite them to be an admin as well from this teachers page. So click next to the teacher and make admin, and then they'll be able to manage the school-wide settings so that it's not all on you, and the whole team can be responsible for setting up your norms, which we'll talk about in just a second. So our first do now, let's take 30 seconds for you to jot down 3 people you'd invite to your ClassBank team. These are your built-in Sparks and support crew. So 30 seconds to jot those names down. If you're looking to go above and beyond, you can send them an email or maybe a meeting invite to really create that group already, or even a shared folder if you've already been planning your economy. So we'll take 10 more seconds and then head to our next slide. I also see a question, if you're a teacher that's considering bringing ClassBank school-wide, but you don't have a school subscription yet, that's totally fine. This can just kind of walk you through if you're thinking about bringing ClassBank to your whole school. You can learn a little bit more about that successful school rollout, and we'll give some options at the end if you're curious to learn more about what a school subscription would look like if you're not already subscribed, on how to learn more. Fabulous. So step 2 is to create your school-wide norms and align your team, your data, and your values. We recommend starting by choosing a few core bonuses that really reflect your school values, like responsibility, respect, being ready to learn. Here you can see the example of our Eagles with their SOAR values. This helps align staff, supports clearer data tracking, and reinforces what matters most to you campus-wide. From there, we recommend honing in on one focus bonus. So, for example, ready to learn, something that every teacher can send at the beginning of the day or the class period. This is a simple move that builds the routine, sets expectations early, and really helps students start strong. So picking that one core bonus that when teachers send their attendance, they flip over to ClassBank, they send that bonus, it sets the habit and starts students with that positive note. Our school spotlight here is Evangeline Reimagine Academy. ClassBank was a part of their culture literally from day one. They were the first year as a school, and they built their entire PBIS system around ClassBank. And their model actually worked so well for them that several nearby schools adopted their exact same approach. They focus on 3 key areas, what they call bag data. So behavior, attendance, and growth. The attendance bonuses are tied to things that teachers are already doing, like marking students on time or ready to learn. So again, when they're entering their attendance in their rostering system, then they send their attendance in ClassBank and students are rewarded. The behavior bonuses are aligned to their SOAR values. So it really reinforces what those school values are all day long. It's not just words on a poster. Students really learn what actions contribute to your school-wide values. And for growth, they made sure that academic progress is celebrated right alongside behavior and attendance. So these are a simple, consistent framework that keeps their whole staff on the same page and makes the data that they collect far more meaningful. Also, check out our guide for setting up your school-wide settings, but we'll take a look at that right now. So flipping back to your admin dashboard, when you're in that admin toggle, you can head to the presets page. And this allows you to set up bonuses and fines for your entire school. So anything you add here will automatically be added to every single teacher's classes so that you can norm on language. It makes it easy to track data as well as establish the values for your bonuses. So any bonus and fine that you or your Spark teachers who may be helping you set up will appear for teachers in their classes. So for example, when a teacher goes to send a bonus, they're able to see those presets and easily send them. And when they're adding their own bonuses, they'll see the ones that you have added as well. And those are locked in so that they'll remain consistent for all teachers. And again, if you've added those Spark teachers, they can help you set these up as well. So now for our do now here, take a second to write down 3 to 5 bonuses and star the ones that you want teachers to focus on. So your 3 to 5, they could be aligned with your values, and then starring that focus bonus that you're going to advertise to teachers to really focus on. And if you're the school-wide ClassBank admin responsible for setting up your school-wide bonuses, you can even add them right into your dashboard right now, as we just looked at together. I'll give 10 more seconds to jot down those bonuses, and then we'll keep rolling. Lots of great questions in the chat too. Definitely please keep those coming. All right. So step 3 is your school store, everyone's favorite. It's where the magic really happens and what takes ClassBank from being just a point system to a living, breathing economy that students care about and are really invested in. When students can actually take their earnings and exchange them for something tangible, whether it's snacks, privileges, school gear is a favorite, or experiences, it definitely clicks for them and they're able to really see the why behind earning and saving. It becomes a real motivator for that positive behavior. Admin support is so key here because a school store works best when it's consistent and it's visible. And if you can make it student run, that's even better. Making it student run not only takes off work from staff plates, but it also builds leadership and responsibility for the students running it. This is also where you can definitely get creative, mixing high demand items with free or low cost rewards and keeping things fresh so that there's always something for your students to work towards. A well-run store definitely keeps your economy vibrant and your students are engaged all year long. And by you as admin demonstrating your commitment to having that school store, it shows teachers that not only are you invested in ClassBank, but it's also taking something else off of their plate. So if you can manage a school store, we definitely recommend using that school-wide. Also be sure to check out our list of free and experiential rewards so that you can stock your store without spending a dime. And this is actually one of our the top question that we get asked is for recommendations for the store ideas. And we'd love to get your thoughts. So I'm launching a poll right now where you can enter your most popular store items. So if you can get in that poll and tell us what your most popular store items are, I'll share those out. And in the meantime, while you guys are entering those, our favorite this year so far is an Uber ride from Jacksonville Middle School, where their teacher will wear an Uber sign and then put the student in a wheelie chair and push the student from class to class. So definitely one of our favorites. And we also recommend including a list of some of these free and experiential rewards as examples to your students to kind of get their brains thinking, and then you can send them a survey to see what else they want. So again, giving those examples for them to kind of think through and then let them think of the ideas. They'll not only be more engaged, but it's also a great way to kind of generate some more ideas for your store. Awesome. I'm seeing some polls running in. Awesome. Oh, yeah, we have another pie a teacher in the face. Definitely a popular one. Awesome. I'm also seeing in the chat some folks are writing in their values. So safe, mindful, respectful. Absolutely. Just love seeing that alignment. We'll give 10 more seconds to enter your favorite store item into the poll, and then we'll share out. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names in the chat. Thank you guys for joining. And again, if you all have recommendations to share of how you're using ClassBank in your classroom, feel free to put those in and I'll shout them out. Awesome. So fabulous. Thank you guys for sharing. Yeah, it looks like we have lunch with a friend. Oh, skip a lunch line. Definitely, that seems to be a popular one this year. Homework passes, yes. Oh, students, of course, love homework passes. Choose the brain break. We love anyone that gives students more control over their day. Reading and exercise books, yes. Literacy. First in line in the cafeteria, yes. Lori stole that and it's on my next slide. Lunch with a teacher. Oh, 1v1 basketball with a teacher. Toby, that is a great recommendation. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Definitely adding a lot of those to our next meetings with folks. So, and then again, some of our other favorites. Skip the lunch line, Lori. Awesome. Our favorite, do the morning announcements, pie your principal in the face, tell a joke to the class, VIP lunch where you bring in real plates and real silverware, tape your teacher to the wall. Definitely check with your custodians on that one first. Tickets to your school's next sporting event, another really great way to pump up your school spirit and also a free reward for you. And to take a look at the school store in the account, so again, as a school-wide subscription, you're able to set up a school store where students can make those purchases. You can even add your Sparks, your champions to help manage that store, and again, add student helpers to include in that store. And one thing to flag here is that with ClassBank and bringing it digital, this can be a big time saver for you because ClassBank will keep track of your inventory. So if you go to Costco and you buy 40 bags of chips, you can put that in the system and it will automatically keep track of how many items students have purchased. So it will show them how many are left and will block out the item and send you a notification when that item is out of stock. So you don't have to worry about selling items that you don't have and the ensuing chaos. So definitely a time saver there. And again, we recommend adding a student helper to help you manage that. Awesome. So now our to-do is taking 30 seconds to jot down those 5 store items that you were inspired by. And if you're the ClassBank admin responsible for setting up your school-wide store, you can even pop open ClassBank and add them straight to your store. But we'll give you guys 15 more seconds there, and I'll actually scroll back to our inspo slide if there's any of those that you want to take. Fabulous. We'll keep rocking and rolling. Step 4 is all about making sure your launch is intentional and not leaving it to chance. The schools that we see with the strongest results are the ones that set dedicated time aside during a PD or a staff meeting to walk everyone through ClassBank together. And it's not just about learning which buttons to click, it's really about connecting the platform to your existing systems and showing teachers exactly how it supports what they're doing. So when you do this as a shared launch, you're creating that consistency from day one. Everyone starts with the same understanding, everyone has their account set up, and everyone is ready to roll before they walk out of the room. They don't have any extra prep or are thinking like, oh, I'll figure it out later. It's all done there. So we have a few ways to make this easy for our school subscriptions. First up, we can host a live session for your staff to build in time for norming, show account setup, and really you guys can ask us questions in real time and open that up to the staff. Or also a champion teacher could lead a session using our plug and play PD materials that we can work with you to adapt to best fit your school so that you can run it in-house and feel really confident about that. Either way, the goal is the same. That's for you to have a united, fully equipped team from day one. And the earlier you start, the more momentum you have. So if you're waiting to book your PD, definitely let us know. We also understand that you might not have time in your schedule. So you also have the option for asynchronous materials where teachers can pause and work through setting up ClassBank on your own time. This is still customized to your school. So based on our kickoff call conversation and your previous year's data, the async video is customized to you, but teachers can work through that on their own time. So we'll take 30 seconds for you to schedule a time to share ClassBank. If you know your PD days, you can pencil it in now and follow up with us. Or it could even be as simple as a 2-minute talk track during morning meeting, just reminding teachers to positively reinforce students and make that a part of their routine. Bonus points for scheduling a time to check in about ClassBank on a regular cadence and check in with teachers and remind them. So step 5, final step, is about sustaining momentum by really shining a light on the people who are making your system thrive. Celebrating both students and teachers who are going above and beyond shows you that the work that they're putting in really matters, shows it to them. And a little recognition can definitely go a long way. It not only reinforces the culture you're building, but it keeps excitement high and motivates others to step up. It could be as simple as a shout out during morning announcements, a spotlight in the staff newsletter, or a monthly Rockstar award. Here you can see these student leaderboards. And when you make celebration a regular part of your routine, you're not just rewarding the behavior, but you're really making it a part of the identity of your school and living out those PBIS or positive values, which is why you established this in the first place. At Bales Intermediate, they took ClassBank beyond students and actually started using it to reward teachers as well. So teachers can earn ClassBank bucks for things like going above and beyond for students, supporting colleagues, or implementing PBIS strategies effectively. They can then shop in the staff store for rewards like Sonic drinks, gift cards, or my favorite, class coverage. Teachers love class coverage. And it's really created a culture where appreciation isn't just a once-a-year thing during Teacher Appreciation Week. It's ongoing, it's fun, and it's a part of their daily life. And a huge bonus, it's gotten a lot more teachers curious about using ClassBank in their own classroom, and they're excited to use it with students because they know how effective it is when it's used with teachers. So here, we're going to click back into the admin dashboard in order to highlight those teachers and students that are doing a great job. You can take a look at all of those transactions in your school. This gives you insight onto how students are earning, how teachers are sending, and you can filter by different types of transactions as well as even see what your student helpers are up to. So this can allow you to really keep an eye on patterns within your school. And again, your champions will also be able to have that insight. And another plug for if there's any custom data that you're interested in, definitely let us know and we can run those reports for you at any time. If you want to see how teachers are using the platform or your positivity ratio, just shoot us a note and we can pull that data for you. So final to do, scheduling a time to celebrate your teachers and students that are ClassBank rock stars. I'll give you 15 seconds to lock that in. And we are wrapping up. So if anyone has questions, definitely feel free to shoot them in the chat. Let me see. Awesome. Some questions about getting those store ideas. Absolutely. We'll get those in. Yeah, we'll send out all of these resources after the fact so that you can browse the store items. We also recommend joining our Facebook page. That's a great community of teachers and admin who are constantly sharing great ideas about how they use ClassBank. So definitely recommend joining the Facebook page. One question that we see often is, what's the biggest barrier you face with staff buy-in and how do you overcome it? So, definitely by following these steps, you're already ahead of the game by having teachers be prepared. That PD really makes them, they know how to use the platform and they know how it fits within your system. So, having that PD is really important. And then also seeing how it operates in other classes is helpful. So, we recommend providing the opportunity for teachers to share what's working in their classroom so that staff members can really learn from each other as they're diving into ClassBank. Awesome. Yes, we'll definitely be sharing out the copy of this recording so that you guys can rewatch as well as share it with anyone else who you think might benefit from the program and from watching this webinar. Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining today. A quick exit ticket before heading out. If you wouldn't mind quickly taking this survey so that we can better improve our webinars for you. And if you're not already using ClassBank and are looking to take it school-wide, feel free to sign up for a demo. We'd love to help you launch your school-wide economy. You can sign up for a demo on our website or in the follow-up email I'll be sending around. And for those of you who are already using ClassBank, hopefully you got something out of this. And again, if there's something that we haven't shared that you're doing in your school, we're always looking to highlight successful implementations and what's working for you all. So please drop it in the chat or reach out to us, and we'd love to highlight your school. So some questions, awesome. So great to see all of these familiar faces in the chat. Thank you all so much for joining us. I know that this back to school time is so crazy, and carving out a whole half hour is just absolutely amazing. So thank you so much. And for those of you who are watching asynchronously, if you have any questions about this webinar, definitely feel free to reach out to us, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have asynchronously. Oh yeah, great question. I will share that link for the poll in here. Awesome. The link is incoming. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining again. I know how precious time is this time of year. So thanks again, and we look forward to hearing how you're utilizing ClassBank in your classroom and hopefully bring some ideas that we learned today into our next webinar. So best of luck with the back to school rush, and thank you so much for your time, everyone. Keep an eye out for this recording to hit your inbox as well as some of those resources we mentioned, and have a great rest of your day.